My name is Reverend Siera Bird, and I'm working for the Pacific Conference of Churches. Like all other societies in the world, for us in the Pacific, we are also influenced and shaped by our own cultural and traditional ways that unfortunately girls and women are usually the losers and victims of these most upbringings. Likewise, when authors of different books in the Bible wrote their stories, their own cultural and traditional perceptions influenced the way they put down their thoughts. Therefore, to literally using the scriptures to promote a restricting view on women's rights is totally not right, for two reasons I would say. First, the context of authors of books in the Bible is totally different from our context, considering the length of time, location, and culture. And secondly, the books of the Bible were written or compiled as record or as responses to different life situations and were meant for different group of people in their particular times in history. Hence, the need for us to develop our own feminist theology that will address our issues now, especially violence against women and children, is very important. How to get there? Apart from the gender equality that we have and the female theologians, we should also begin with ourselves. Anyone who believes in herself or himself to start doing or saying something to change the narratives. Like what we start doing here at PCC, we organize programs, and we also are mobilizing women to write their own resource materials as well as publication for our women writers. Also, some of us were preachers, therefore we also should start preaching these new theologies from the pulpit to promote transformation that create a better world that fulfilling God's vision for human relationship in our society. The other part is how churches and faith-based organizations can be a safe space for our victims and survivors of GBV. First, I would like to say that for us in the Pacific churches, especially in our 11th General Assembly that held in 2018, it resolved and also developed a 5-year plan in which gender equality and inclusion is one of the core values emphasized across all programs pillars. The other one is the Pacific Conference of Churches. We also developed a gender status card or a gender scorecard, a self-assessment tool to help our Pacific churches on their commitment on 8 assessment areas. I just want to mention few of those areas that related to providing safe space to the victims. In area assessment, especially area assessment 2, the gender equality theology, area 3 on safe church policy, area 4 on code of conduct, and also on area 5 on survivor-centered protocols and transferred pathway and the others. The other point is also we also have a churches and faith-based organizations that becoming agencies to providing services and also provide safe space for victims and survivors of GBV. For example, churches that provide shelters, the Salvation Army in Fiji. We also have the Anglican Church of Melanesian in the Solomon Islands, and also those who provide counseling are the Anglican Church in Fiji as well. And finally, many churches and faith-based organizations in the Pacific are part of the SafeNet program that provide safe space for victims and survivors to gender-based violence. Thank you for listening, and God bless.